So today we're talking about autumn. And I've been so connected to this season for some reason. And it's so funny because I've been open in this, what's the word, in this energy of receiving, that things have just been coming to me. Like even classmates of mine from my meditation course have been reaching out, asking me how they should connect with their clients or connect with their group, or they have this particular client and they're not sure, and they've been asking my advice, which I thought was interesting because I wouldn't even think that they would reach out to me. And just even at work, we've been kind of getting all these donations to the training room. Like I got 2 new treatment tables, I got a inversion table, I even got cable this week. I didn't ask for any of this, and I kept saying, and it all happened in the same day. And I kept saying, well, this is preparing me for something. I wonder what's coming. So, I always believe that everything is always preparing us for the next moment. So I've kind of been opening up to that. And so there has been this energy this week of embracing to release. And I've had quite a few conversations with people about this energy of embracing and release. So like last week, I talked about with the harvest moon, where the harvest is all about reaping what we sow. So we're in this period of we're reaping what we've sown this year so far, and we're really looking at it, and we're appreciating and we're grateful for where we are right now, and we understand that we're conscious creators, right? And when you're a conscious creator, you understand and you're much more alert and aware of everything that is going on around you. And so this time of harvest is a reflection time. And when you harvest and you really reflect on what you've brought so far this year, there's 2 things you think about. Well, how can I sustain it? If it's good, how do I keep it good, right? How do I sustain this? And how do I nourish and nurture myself during this period in preparation for the following year? So I want you to connect autumn, the colors of autumn, the red, the orange, the yellow, with our lower chakras. So right now there's a dissension. Energetically, there's a dissension into our lower chakras, which is our foundation, our creativity, and our power, right? So we're really cultivating that in this autumn into winter season, where we're really seeding in our lower chakras what it is that we wish to create, so that in the spring and summer, we grow and expand and connect it with our higher chakras. So these dark days, right? Because now we're with the autumn equinox, with equinoxes, it's when the light and the dark are equal. And then we're going into the darker days. So this is when the nighttime is longer. And the gift of nighttime is that we get to illuminate those dark spaces, those dark corners. And going into October, I want you to think about Halloween, right? So this is where we clean out our closets and all the skeleton in our closets. This is where we get revisited by past people, right? Return of those ghosts. And that's where we kind of get in touch with our own inner demons and we embrace them. I always remember a quote from this guy I followed called Phil. And he says, I dance with my darkness so that I learn its moves. Now I dance in the light, so I'm no longer tempted. And so it's, what are those dark aspects of those shadow aspects of ourselves? And what are the triggers that cause us to go into those deep spaces, those dark spaces, and getting to understand it, getting to embrace it, and saying, well, this behavior, this thought pattern, these things, are they serving me or not? And if they're not serving me, how do I shift it? And then in the winter, we get to kind of lay it to rest. So this is a transition phase. We're preparing for the death so that next year we have the rebirth. So this is the transition phase where we're kind of harvesting in what we've created so far, and then we're laying down the seed for the following. And we're clearing out, right? We're getting rid of all the weeds. We're getting rid of all the cobwebs. We're cleaning out our space, and we're getting ready for winter, which is a season of darkness, but it's also a season of receiving. This is where we really get to nurture ourselves. We're getting prepared to be indoor more. We're getting prepared for the holidays where we're going to see family and exchange gifts and things like that. So we're getting ready for the season of receiving. So what is it that we need? And then being able to provide that for ourselves. So this is what we call, so it is in alignment with even what's going on cosmically. So cosmically, and I follow all these things on social media. I'm not an astrologer, but we're coming into a retrograde period. And a retrograde period is where we take a step back and we review. So this is a time of revisiting, renewing, redoing, recovering, remembering, reconnecting, reflecting, rethinking. So it's those right? So I always say we have to embrace in order to release. So this is where we take a step back and we do all those things. How do we recalibrate ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves in order to move forward? So this is that time to take that pause, that momentary pause, really observe where we are right now, and then consciously say, what is it that we want to create? But before we create, we need to release, and we have to create space for what we want. And so during this transformation period, we want to look within. So we want to kind of cast flash a light on those dark spaces. So I want you to think about during our meditation today, a person, place, thing, situation, something that you need to release during this time. And what we're going to do is bring love, light, and wisdom to that situation. And during the meditation, we're going to fill ourselves with light, and we're going to create an energy ball. And when you're creating the energy ball, it's going to be in your hands, and just follow along with what I'm doing. And you're going to create this energy ball, and then you're going to think of an intention that you want. What is the heart of the matter? And what is it that you wish for this situation to be? And I want you to speak it into your hands. And then we're going to blow it and send it out. So we're sending that energy to that person, place, situation, thing, whatever it is. We're sending our love, light, and wisdom. We're really embracing it and saying this is what it is, and this is what our intention is, our true intention for it, and then releasing it and allowing the universe to let it unfold in our favor. And we're going to do an autumn blessing as well. Okay, so let's get into a comfortable position. And let's just take a couple of breaths to settle into our body. So take a nice deep breath, filling your belly up into your chest, and then exhale, releasing your chest, pulling in your belly. Relaxing your shoulders, your neck, your back. And just feeling into your body where there may be tension. Just breathing into that space to release any stress that we're carrying. Just relaxing in this moment right now. Continue to breathe in and out, just allowing your breath to flow. Allowing your body to relax. Allowing your thoughts to float in and out like clouds. Just observing and letting it go. Whatever thoughts, feelings, sensations come up, just observe and release. And as we settle in our body, I want you to place one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly. And just really focus our intention that we are healing our lower chakras and releasing what needs to shed during this autumn time. And we're connecting with those colors of red, orange, and yellow. And I want you to imagine yourself at night sitting next to a lake, and there is a bright, bright full moon. And the reflection of the water, you can see all the little ripples in the water, and it's beautiful. And you can hear the crickets and all the sounds of the evening, all the sounds of nature. And you're just looking at the reflection of the moon off the water. And you feel completely at peace. Now I want you to imagine this moonlight coming in through your crown and slowly covering your body, starting at your head, down your face, down your neck, down your shoulders, down your arms, all the way to your fingertips. And down your torso, your belly, your back, down into your hips, your legs, and down into your feet. And then at the bottom of your feet, you feel roots, and they're growing out from the bottom of your feet into the ground. And you're totally and fully connected with Mother Earth. And feel those roots go all the way down to the center of the earth, connecting with those colors of red, orange, and yellow, like fire, the fire center of the earth, the core of the earth. And allow that light to come up through the roots to your feet, up your legs, to your hips, to your torso, to your shoulders, down your arms to your hands, and up your neck and through your head. And you're totally connected to the rhythm of the moon and the Mother Earth. And you're allowing this energy to heal. You're embracing the love, the light, and the wisdom that Mother Earth and the moon has to offer. You're allowing this moonlight to illuminate and bring clarity to situations that you've left in the dark. Things you've neglected, things you've shoved under a rug. You're now allowing the light of the moon to light up those spaces within ourselves that have been neglected and now need our light. And now as we look out in the water, we're going to say a prayer. So as I say this prayer, continue to breathe, focused on my words, your mind's clear, and allowing this blessing to be seated within us. I welcome all the energy of autumn into my life. Autumn is a time of transformation and reflection. Like the leaves falling away from their branches, my life flows and changes peacefully, and all at the perfect time. I take time in autumn to reflect on my life and where I am going in it. I have a clear vision of the changes I need to make so that I may continue to grow in my highest good. I enjoy the cooler weather and all the changing colors that are unfolding throughout nature. This is the season of warmth and gentleness, a reflection of my inner self. With grace, I let go of anything that is not serving me positively, and I make way for many new blessings. Take a deep breath. And I want you to bring your hands to your heart And I want you to rub them together to create some heat. And when you feel the heat in your hands, I want you to stop and just allow the energy to flow from one hand to the other. And as you feel this energy flowing from one hand to the other, I want you to slowly separate your hands, continuing to feel the energy and the heat within your hands. And just slowly separate them until you create a ball in your hands. And I want you to imagine that you're holding a ball of energy. Now I want you to move your hands in and out, feeling the energy from this ball, almost like you're trying to shape it. And just feel the energy very slowly between your hands. And as you hold this ball of energy, I want you to think of a person, place, situation that you would like to send love, light, and wisdom to. And I want you to envision this situation or person. And I want you to really connect it in your heart, feel it in your heart, what your intention is. And I want you to whisper into the ball this intention. Take a moment. And then I want you to hold this ball of energy and blow into it, releasing the energy out into the universe. Bringing your hands back to your knees. And just take a moment to breathe. And we're going to take a few minutes of silence to just allow that intention to settle within our body. And we're going to set our intentions for today's meditation. As I repeat these intentions, say them in your mind and let them go. I have a healthy, energetic body. I have a loving, compassionate heart. I have a reflective, alert mind. I have a peaceful spirit and a balanced mood. My voice is expressive, clear, and uplifting to myself and others. I am light and joyful in my being. I am safe, calm, and at peace. Now again, bring your hands to your heart, bowing in gratitude for giving ourselves this time and space. Namaste. And just take a moment to open your eyes and come back into the present moment. And I just want you to think about past situations where you needed to embrace or release a situation or person. I know for me, in my own personal life lessons, when I've been in situations where I've tried to release a person, being I'm done with this person, the universe finds a way to put them right back front and center. And those are the moments where I've known that I couldn't just walk away. I needed to embrace the situation. I needed to embrace the person. This person wasn't going anywhere and wasn't meant to. And so I needed to find a way to embrace the lesson and really connect within me and in my heart of what I wanted this relationship or this situation to be, and then cultivate that within myself so that the situation eventually reflected that. And that took a lot of patience. That took a lot of courage. That took a lot of sifting and sorting in my head, in my energy, in my body, in the situation. And it also took some trial and error. So in this time of the fall where we're releasing and letting go and creating space, know that, especially in this retrograde period, that there are times or situations where it gets revisited. And what do you need to do differently to change the path, to change the situation, to create something new? You are a conscious creator and you have the power, you have the will, you have the wisdom, especially now, somebody that, you're all been meditating now for almost a year together. You are really, really much more aware than you were a year ago. So now you get to understand what it is and what direction you can give that is through with the intention of what is my highest good in this situation, and that my highest good is good for everybody involved. And is really learning how to be authentic to who you are within yourself, in your heart, and really cultivating that in your minds, not getting caught in the ego minds or in the negative thought patterns. It's really talking about, how do I embrace this in order to release it? And sometimes when that situation or person comes front and center again, and you have to embrace it, it's you releasing all the resistance that was created beforehand. That resistance, that toxicity, those thought patterns, those behavior patterns, the past, it's releasing that and seeing the situation with brand new eyes and fresh eyes and trying to create something new. So those are things that you can reflect on moving forward, especially in this period now, because you always have to descend before you can ascend. So it's like, how do I dig deep in this before I can come out of this situation on the brighter side of it? So it's really digging deep within yourself and saying, how do I shift and sort and connect to my highest good, my love, my light, my wisdom, and bring that to the situation and to the forefront.